Hannah, Hannah. Right, Hannah was talking to me just a minute ago, so I think she is going to come back. Hopefully, anyway. But I'm going to try and work out where the questions are, if there are any. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. But tonight's show is going to be talking to Hannah. She's got into these so-called truths, speaking about lawful rebellion, freeman, free woman sort of ideals, and all the rest of it.
Sorry.
Bingo. Right, I'm still trying to work out. I don't know if you can see on your screen if any questions or anything come up. But like, for the people that like don't know you, explain how you got into lawful rebellion, free man, sort of free womanisms, and what you're doing with it and everything.
What made me want to start doing it were the war, the killings that were going on in the world. I didn't want any part of it. I wanted to stop paying for it. And then I heard about Chris Coverdale first of all, he was telling me about lawful rebellion. And then when I was researching that kind of led on to the freeman stuff, which led on to the kind of legal name fraud, which is where I'm at now.
Okay, so like, this is the whole thing, right? And how we had quite a major interaction by basically me sort of like questioning the process that you're putting out there, and many people are following, and I've seen it many times. I've been there in a courtroom, served affidavits, said to them certain things. There's a way of playing with the system, but what you seem to be putting out there to me is a lot of mantras that are going about online that don't actually help rebellious people. It actually makes them weaker because, well, it depends. Because if you're saying you want freedom from this system, because that's essentially what it is, and you recognise that this system's corrupt, so you don't want any part of it. It's a corrupt system. So therefore, are you prepared to give up using the name that like is the fiction? And
Yeah,
that means
the name is their property, and I don't want any part of it. No.
so that's banks.
If my motive was money, that's why they're all in prison, because they're still trying to claim the name. I don't want any part of it. I know money is worthless. It doesn't actually have any value anymore apart from the value that humanity put on it. If we start recognising that there is no value on it, that the monetary system, the banking system is all fraudulent, so why do we even want to like participate in that? I don't.
So do you use money at the moment then?
At the moment, yeah, I use cash.
So this is the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
The system is inherently corrupt.
It's
slave.
there's nothing wrong with the system, really. It's the people running it. If we took the interest off, they're just greedy bankers putting interest on everything, and then telling everyone the world's in debt to private bankers. It's just, oh, for goodness sake.
She'll be back. I'm going to have a look, see if there's questions coming in on this YouTube channel. There's 51 people watching. whilst we're waiting for her to come back, her, the cat's mother, whatever, with no name. If anyone does want to pose questions, just throw it in at YouTube, and I'll read down them as we go. But I hope she comes back. And if other people want to call in, be respectful. The link I posted up earlier, or was it? I'm gonna have to find it out from Hannah. She's saying her battery's too low. Oh, don't do this. We going to have to set for another time. Right, she says 10 minutes and she'll call back. So, does anybody want to have a troll fest and want to actually? I'll post it in the Illuminati group. I've got a group on Facebook. If anybody's watching that's not in it, but I'm sure you all are, I'm going to post a link in Illuminati and let the troll fest begin. And we'll wait for Hannah. When Hannah comes back, let her chat, yeah? Hang on. This is the one you want. Who's going to come in and have a troll? You have to go in my Illuminati group. And it's the post I'm posting now. I think if you open that, you'll come into this. And I'm just going to message Hannah. Right. Can anybody confirm or deny? Does that link work? Or should I find another one? Right. I don't know if Buckleup's got his karate suit on tonight, but there's 72 viewers, and I've posted the link in Illuminati. So if you want to get in here and debate your so-called truths, because like loads of people have been having a pop and saying about chemtrails when they point at every single meme online and show you videos, chemtrail pilot busted coming into land. So I love to debate with them and say, what are they truly doing? Come on, really. Um, now she's going to call back in about 10 minutes. She's been messaging me. She's just going to charge her phone. So, like, bear with her. And that's why I invited people in, that the ones that have got a beef with me, that posted it up. The link's there. Come and join in. Ask you questions. Move on. See, all them people with all their big comments. Up a lot. Where's your balls? Are you not coming in here? And what I did want to question Hannah on, and if she's watching, this is one of the things, like, the main thing is, the information that you put out sounds like it's a good thing, because of how it should be, but when you're going into a courtroom, and they have a set of procedures, a set of rules, then you're creating your own rules, and that's why they walk out the room, they serve a warrant, and it's all dealt with. And yes, you may say it's corrupt and the rest of it, but what do you want to do? Do you want to do some good in the world by giving people solutions, or the stuff what you're saying is, yeah, this is how it should be, but it's not that way. So when people go into court and they attempt to do this, or when they go, yeah, well, I'm not going to comply, and the rest of it's just going to get contempt of court and shit like that. There's ways of dealing with it. There's somebody calling my Skype. And they have a step. Say what? Oh. Go on. Oh. Go on. Yeah, I want to know what's your view on Israel Palestine. My view on it? You'll have to define it a bit better than that. What do you mean, my view on it? Well, you posted a few things on Facebook, like there was a picture of a child and two children, and one of the child was holding his younger brother in his arms, and you said that this was their child porn, which is quite extreme. I didn't say child porn, did I? No, you said it's fair. If I'll just grab it up a minute. Give me 2 seconds, I'll just log into my Facebook. It says, you put, is this the perfect picture of dead babies
fair porn challenge.
Right, yeah.
There was no dead babies. It was two brothers.
So I didn't post any pictures of dead babies then.
No, but there was a tweet from Shamp Interest Palestine where a childhood doesn't exist. A child
Right. I'll make it clear, right? The only thing, like on the Israel thing, that I've been trying to make clear is the anti-Israel campaigns are backed by big corporate interests. You've got the far left versus the far right, and they use people in these campaigns to share about these memes, pictures, and all the rest of it by using fear porn, as I call it, by tugging up people's heartstrings and posting up pictures of dead babies that you can do nothing about.
Okay, yeah, I see your point, but I don't see Israel posted exactly the same, but you never put your viewpoint on what Israel's doing. It's only what Palestine.
Do you know what? I've thought many different theories on Gaza, Israel, and all the rest of it, right? I'm not there, so I don't fucking know. But when you look at it, right, you've got a huge wall around this little bit of a country that no one's allowed in or out, but journalists can get in, and they've apparently cut all the electric off, but they can still film everything. I don't know, I have many questions about many things when I look at what really is going on. What is real?
Well, you can say what's really going on. You can see throughout history, you know, when we give Israel, we give the Jews somewhere to reside in Palestine. It wasn't even our land to give.
Right, so we can agree that there's serious atrocities going on in the world somewhere for some reason by evil fucking bastards, right?
Yeah.
So what's the solution?
But that's the thing, though. I see where your point is. You know, there's so much, like you say, atrocities going on, but you know, people are in fear nowadays because they don't.
Because people are posting a load of fear. That's why they're not offering the solution. Give people the solution, because like the solutions are very simple. This is the whole thing. But like where we're getting wrapped up in fear and what may or may be going on, we're not offering solutions to people anymore.
Exactly, but by you just saying about, you know, saying is this post pictures of their baby's fear porn challenge, that's not a solution, is it?
Do you not get what I'm going on about now? You talk to me though.
Pardon?
Do you not get why I posted that now though?
You're saying that you've uncovered certain Palestine groups. Then?
Basically, it's just big corporate interest that's behind the anti-Israel campaign. It's whether it's far left or right, it's all controlled. This is the thing that I'll keep repeating over and over. The information.
That's where you're coming from. I understand that there's people that at the top that they control both sides. They make money either way. But why are you just focusing sincerely on just Palestine? Why do you not focus on Israeli corporations?
I'm not focused on either or either or none of them or nothing. Just looked at a little bit of a message and thought, nah, move on.
Hey.
Hang on, you just spider this trying to chase me.
I what?
You have to bear me a minute. I'll spider. I'll be in 2 seconds.
You got a massive spider.
Yeah, I'll post a picture of it. You just want to carry on a minute.
It's a black ops spider. Come down beside you. Right, do you know what? Hannah's been sitting there, I don't know for how long.
Hey.
Is she ready?
Are you on mute or something?
Who, me?
No.
No, Hannah. Oh, hang on a minute.
I don't know.
I've not got him on mute. She's back in the room. Somebody else has joined in. Well, do you want to drop off now then? Like, you can join back in a bit. Yeah?
Can you hear me now?
It's a happy troll.
Was that a troll? Robin Banks.
Right. We're back.
Hey.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to join in, I think. And Hannah. I don't think YouTube can handle this many viewers. So, Hannah. Still can't hear you.
Can't you hear me?
It's bollocks. Have a fiddle, Hannah.
Well, I don't know.
You came back then?
Did I?
The
Can you hear me
viewers
now?
shut up too.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
We've
now?
got someone called Robin as well, so I'm going to put him on mute until he decides when to talk. But Hannah, have a little... You done something a minute ago, but 82 people hanging on every word of nothingness. And Hannah's out of the picture. No, she's back in the picture.
I don't
She's out of
know.
the picture. She's back in the picture.
Can you hear me?
This is going to work itself out, I'm sure.
It will.
Right, I'm going to go and look.
I'll try this one.
David Crazy Rainbow. He's always good for a giggle.
Can you hear me now?
Hannah, you may have to call back in then.
Can you hear me now?
Try it again. People are saying this is the biggest letdown since Nibiru, Planet X.
No? Right,
And it just never came about. But we can get Hannah to speak, then like things are going to change.
No?
There must be a way of me seeing the messages that are coming up on YouTube. And don't be a prick, Namaste. I think that's going to be like every time I throw an insult, I'm putting Namaste at the end. It just has to be done.
Because it's like my ego might not
So,
be what
this is the whole thing. I know we can learn from each other.
Absolutely. I need to hang up though so I can call back.
I can't believe like the people that are giving it the large ones, like online, haven't bothered calling in.
Yeah.
How fucking lame is that?
I know. I lost
You
it.
know, like the teacup revolution. Oh, here we go. King of Doyles.
Can you hear me yet?
Hello?
We can hear her, you know.
Huh?
We can hear her with you.
You can hear her?
Yeah, we could hear Hannah, but we can't hear you. But you don't seem to be able to hear her.
Alright,
Just thought that, you know.
alright. So let me go and sort that out then. What's going on? Huh?
How do I get into that?
Hello, can you hear me now?
There should be a link there. Right, hang on.
Can you hear me now?
Hannah.
you hear me?
I've got the volume down. Is that what it is? So I've been a dickhead. I think I've been a dickhead. Hang on. I've
Can
been
you
a
hear me?
dickhead. I've been a dickhead.
Right. I'll let you go. I'll let you go, right?
Hello?
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 No, hang on. Am I a dickhead?
Hello?
Hello?
What's happening?
Can you hear me?
I'm a dickhead.
I can hear you all, man.
I'm a
hey.
dickhead.
Why?
I had my volume down like dickhead.
I've been trying to get in here for ages, man.
Right. Okay, so where we're at. Right, questions. Many questions. The freeman, free womanisms and the rest of it. Explain that.
Well, I would
What's
call
that?
myself a free spirit, but I have a body, man.
I can't hear you.
I said
Not you,
I would.
buckle up.
Oh, right, no.
But,
Me?
right, where's she gone?
Who, me?
Right, till she comes back, buckle up. Right?
Yeah, I can see her. I can see Anna. I can see her on the screen. I can hear her. I can hear you.
Yeah, until she's talking, just hold back a minute, right? Well, no. Right, when she comes back, that's cool. But you got into this common lawisms and lawful rebellion, and how did you get into it and find out about it and think like it was all for real and it works?
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
It was right now, I'm getting an ashtray. It was that trial I was in last year, wasn't it? I got wrongfully accused here of conspiring to supply Class A. Whilst waiting to go to trial and that, I see that John Harris video, Robert Menard and that. I see a few of your videos, and that was it for me, really. You know what I mean? I didn't use the common law thing to beat that case though, because I was already represented in that. But you know what I mean? I've done 9 months on tag for that, and then I've seen this thing where you know what I mean? Where like so it was the answer to my prayers at the time. Do you know what I mean? I was looking at like whatever, like it was 8 to 12 years I was looking at. You know what I mean? So you say something like that, and it's a fucking answer to your prayers. And then everyone was saying that the freeman thing flopped and that. But to be honest, the freeman thing in my head, it's a doctrine. It's the exact same. In my head, the freeman thing is the exact same as the doctrine that Parliament reign supreme. Parliament don't reign supreme. That's just a doctrine that they're trying to indoctrinate into people. This is from what I've researched myself. You know what I mean? That Parliament reigning supreme. That's bollocks. Right? I don't believe that for a second. If Parliament reigns supreme, then my question is, where are the amendments to the laws of gravity and shit like that? And where did they contribute to naming days of the week and that? I don't care if people think that's a ridiculous thing to say or whatnot.
Have you got that wrote down? You've got that wrote down, haven't you?
No, man.
Alright, carry on.
I swear down, I ain't. Look,
Right, carry on.
Yeah, Dom's on it, ain't he, man? Yeah, where was I? Let me get my notes. No, where was I? Yeah, it's you know what I mean. That to me is what it is. Like, look, Dom, I've got a book down here. Yeah, look, look, criminal law. Yeah, criminal law. Now this is a textbook, criminal law. I've got this off eBay. Yeah, I've just got this off eBay for like a couple of penny or something. They're normally all ex-library books in that. Yeah. Now this is a textbook.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If yeah, where is it?
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's a fucking different one, man.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Wait, hang on, let me just... For fuck's sakes, I should have prepared this a bit, man. But anyway, look, yeah, in the criminal law books, look, it'll say it in here, wasn't that other one? It's just that whoever had it before, they even highlighted it, and it's on like the first page. The criminal law is it's a social control thing. It's for nothing else but social control. Oh yes, boom, here. Yeah, look, this one, yeah. criminal law, because they're saying to me, oh yeah, it's a matter of criminal law and whatnot. So anyway, I've got this book. I thought, well, I better fucking like look it up, whatnot. And the function of criminal law. First, this is on this page. Look, it's got it highlighted there, yeah. First, look, you can't see it, yeah, but first, the criminal justice system is a tool of social control, right? So they're saying that it's a form of social control. So this to me is implying that it's to do with a society, yeah. So a society in a law dictionary, a society is a group of persons joined together by mutual consent. They're saying that I'm a fucking person, yeah. So where is my consent? And that's my argument. That's my argument. I don't believe that Parliament.
I can tell you that your consent is in claiming the legal name. Your consent.
Yeah, go on, shout, Hannah. No one can hear you. Well, I can't.
Oh.
Can you?
I can hear Hannah, man. But
we can all hear Hannah. We can all hear Hannah. It's you that just can't hear her. It is only you, Dom, that can't hear her. You fucked up something because it was like at the beginning of the conversation, you could both hear something. You turned on your Skype call. Shit fucked up. We can still hear Hannah, but you have just got some problem. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely you.
Right. So, the legal name thing, yeah. Of course, it's to do that. That's what makes you a person, yeah. But what I'm saying is the Crown didn't give me my name. My mum and dad gave it to me. The Crown gave me the name Mister. And that's where I'm going to say, well, you know what I mean? Like, how have I got that? When I'm in court and he says to me, and they identify me, they say, are you Jamie Barnes? I say, no, I'm Jamie, the man, not the legal fiction. I have no association with the Crown, or words to that effect. That to me, if they're claiming to operate like fairly or whatever, then I'm not entering into any contracts with them. I know people say, oh yeah, getting in the dock, that means you're entering a contract and that. But I argue getting in the dock. I only ever get in the dock when it's threats of menace, and I'll say that. You know what I mean? All right, you're going to get me into the dock using threats of menace. You know what I mean? Which is, I personally don't think there's enough people awake to the freeman movement for it to have anything. I think at the minute it's just challenging the jurisdiction, and people need to get the ball rolling. And you know what I mean? Eventually, if loads of people are using this doctrine. You know what I mean? The freeman doctrine, or whatever you want to call it. I don't call it the freeman doctrine because of the bad name that comes with the freeman. You know what I mean? It's definitely a common law country. I've got a Ministry of Justice, a Freedom of Information request addressed to me, well, my legal fiction, and it's from the Ministry of Justice. They're telling me it's a common law land, and that's common knowledge. Everyone knows it's a common law land. So why am I going to prison over a statue? And why can't they? I know other people can explain it to me. Other people can, but why can't they explain it to me at the courts? Finn.
I was going to jump in here and say my piece on the freeman thing, because the thing that I like about it personally is that it exposes what, like, the corruption and fraud that is out there. But as I've said before, the reason it doesn't work is because the government does have all the money and the power. So they only need to click their fingers and their little slaves are going to go running and put you in jail. And that's the only reason why I see it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, because they've got more power.
Yeah, because, you know, they've got the money, they've got the slaves in their uniforms that go out, arrest you, and you know, they've got the buildings with the bars around it.
Yeah, well, you see, like, yeah, I know, that's exactly it, you know what I mean? Them people, like, I went in there the other week and that, I was with that Scott Chambers, he got, well, it was contempt of court. I got told I was getting remanded till January, but you know what I mean? The next day I found out it was only contempt of court, and they you know what I mean? They let me out and whatnot. But I don't see, like, just weird shit in them cults, man. Like when you're outside there and you're reading a poster, it says, "Oh yeah, treat everyone with respect and be nice and that." And you go in there and you question when I say to him, "Yeah, I'm Jamie," and then the next thing he says is Mr. Barnes, and I think, well, hang on, how have you just got to that? Like, and that's what I want to question them on. I think, seeing as it's me that they're all earning the money out of and whatnot, why can't they just fucking answer my shit? I'm not claiming any free man of the land, even though the paperwork that I sent off, it does say on it free man on the land. You know what I mean? But that's me. But what the bits of paper, the claim of right and that, I'm saying to them, well, you had notice. I gave you notice. At the very least, that's got to be worth something. In my defence, that has to be worth something. That they had notice, and I gave them time. I gave them time to get back to me and that. What you know what I mean? Irrelevant, like forget any free man thing. How can that notice not have any like? I don't know, man. It's just I know for a fact I've got grounds for appeal anyway now. You know what I mean? Just for the fact of how they've treated me, I've got grounds for appeal, and that's where to be honest, that's where I think I'm going to have more success. Is in the well, I'm going to get taken more seriously in the appeals court. I reckon I'm just going to get railroaded now, though. You know what I mean?
Well, where you're going in there and like claiming this and that, what I've seen, you've already told them that this is that supplying cannabis charge, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've told them that you're supplying cannabis. It's not a law court, these are legal courts. So it is all a game, it has a body of rules, and when you're going in there trying to create your own sort of like fictional world up, and like we've all been, like I've done it myself, I've gone in there, I've gone into courtrooms and I've said really stupid stuff, and it took me a few times to work out that it didn't work.
Yeah, I've done some mental stuff in there, man. In the courtroom, like I've only been in there a few times. You know what I mean? This is another thing. Like prior to this, I hadn't been arrested since I was, I think, 17 prior to this, and like I was 28 when I got back in trouble again. You know what I mean? And it just
I had a big gap.
I
had a big gap because I used to be a bit of a naughty boy, and then I had a bit of a gap, tried to be the norm, and sort of all these sort of pennies dropped and fell into place, and I saw a lot of what was going on in the so-called truth movement and the rest of it, and I was like, And I went to these truther meetings, and I started questioning people at these truther meetings, and I was like, you know, one of the first people I ever like remember talking to on these truther meetings was like Andrew Johnson, who says 9/11 was taken down through some kind of mega beam, like zapped the buildings from Harpen off a hurricane that come off the coast and turned 90 degrees at the time that it fell. And it's like, wow. I don't know how to deal with people like that, but like I've done like an hour interview with him. I think I must put my own brain into like a tinfoil mode and think, protect yourself, Dom. Hopefully Hannah's going to be coming back in here as well. Right, I don't know if anybody... Right, who's in here and who wants to say something? If you don't want to say anything at the moment, drop out, because Hannah might be trying to get back in. And that's the thing. Right. The main beef was about Hannah posting up about free womanisms and good-looking chick and all the rest of it. And it won't be the first time, won't be the last time.
I thought I'll be, you know what I mean. I thought when I first went, I thought when I first got caught in that, you know what I mean. I'm just going to say a few words and it'll all be over. You know what I mean? And that weren't the case for me. You know what I mean? I don't know what the courts are like up Hannah's way though. You got to remember that as well. Like, what if these judges, like, do you reckon that judges have ever come across any of the free man shit before?
Yeah, used to it. They've got a document. I don't know if you've seen Meads versus Meads.
No, go on.
Yeah, go and have a look at that document. It's, if I remember rightly, a Canadian document which was done by a QC to basically break down every little one of these sovereign citizen, lawful rebellion, freeman sort of techniques and terms. And it's a very interesting, long document indeed. And if you have a look at not just the yes men, right? If you're into chemtrails or a chemtrail enthusiast or whatever you call yourselves, go and use the word debunked, and then you'll be a proper researcher. Because if you can weigh up all the sides of the story and then decide what you see the evidence before you, then that's up to you. But on every sort of scale, that's what we've got to do.
Yeah, of course, man. You see, I ain't really. I only base what I think of chemtrails by what I see. You know what I mean? I haven't really gone too far into the chemtrails thing. Like, I've done a video about it when someone said to me about look at the chemtrails out your window, and I thought, fucking hell, that ain't right. You know what I mean? But that's all. My thing ain't really for, but you know what I mean.
I'm just gonna eject a few because Hannah's trying to get back in. And,
go.
Just until she comes back, and then you can all come back like a random conspiracy bingo. No, and as you was the most active speaking away there, I think Steve talked, didn't he? Did Steve talk? Is he going to come?
Yeah, no, I did speak. Yeah. I came in because basically, you know, I've got you both on my free friends list. I kind of follow you both, so I sort of, you know,
hang on. Which one? What's going on? He's just called me.
Who's that?
Hello. Hello.
Invite me into the shot.
You're in. Turn your fucking live stream off and talk to us properly.
Could you invite me into that chat?
You're in. What do you want to say?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Can you invite me into that chat?
You're in. This is brilliant. Go on, you're in.
He's gone.
Is he gone? No, he won't, didn't he? Right, let me get Hannah in then. That was just fucking brilliant.
Hey, listen, I'm just going to go to the toilet quickly. I'll be back in a second.
Alright, yeah. If anyone else wants to call in, that was brilliant. I don't know who that was. That was top notch. I'll speak to... We've got another one.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, going back to it, you know, you've posted things like, here we go, Syria, Gaza, and Lebanon via rockets at Israel. Why are you focusing just on Palestine?
What are you talking about? I'll do a lot more than just that.
Yeah, but you said that you were exposing the corporate pirates behind it. But you said that there's no solution. No one's offering a solution, just fear.
No, did I say there's no solution?
No, sorry, you said that people are just installing fear, but there's no solutions.
Did I say there's no solutions?
But what solutions have you been offering apart from just posting stuff that's anti-Palestinian?
Depends where you want to look. Like, if you don't want your children to be indoctrinated, take them out of school, do not register them, do not use national health care, do not use money. Where do you want to go with it, you know? But, like, what do you do in life?
What do I do? Well, there's nothing one man can do, is there?
Right, really? What, you can't
Exactly.
plant things? You can't learn how to forage and then turn that into medicines and then give that to other people?
That's avoiding the discussion altogether. Because at the end of the day, if you're like plowing into people's heads that anything to do with Palestinians is going to be a corporate pirate at the end of it, then how are people going to unite? And how are people going to stand up against this?
Right, how are people, what singular people, going to unite? What would you want them to do?
What do I want them to do? To share and to talk about what's going on and people to wake up to actually what is going on, because both sides, we've got corporate at the end of it.
Buffalot's laughing at you, or laughing with us.
Answer that.
That's fine.
If I take that out, is there going to be an echo? Hello? Buffalo?
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, right? You're posting loads of stuff that's like pro-government agenda. Like you're saying that the Holly Gregg case was a hoax and stuff like this.
I'm saying the Holly Gregg's case is a hoax. Is that what you're saying?
You said who still believes this Holly Gregg abuse story?
What? So posing a question online, is that not allowed?
No one said it's not allowed, but you posted who still believes this Holly Gregg abuse story, and it was Holly Gregg's hoax follow-up response to Vince on PNS Radio.
So are you saying that like all these people that like they've gone around naming and shaming as Freemasons and everything and part of a big conspiracy is real?
Put a comment underneath it. I have met Brian and heard his advice, such as when he tried to get everyone to promote everything as a success just to get more people involved.
That's right, the UK column are nothing but a sham. Like what they got, like, and the Lawful bank behind it. They're actually asking people to give them like donations until they've got like hundreds of thousands of pounds, and like then they can open up their own bank. That's not a solution. You know, if people want to claim to be sovereign and be within themselves, why can't like they write themselves promissory notes? If somebody does an hour's work for somebody else, go and write your own promissory note for someone.
Yeah, I agree with you. Your views, like on what you've been posting, is similar to the.
You keep going back to the negativity instead of like focusing on the solutions. I can see a little pattern here.
Well, the solution is to get people to wake up and see what's actually going on.
Right. So wake up to what? What are you going to wake them up to?
Well, if they're all into belief that that Israel is the peaceful, and Palestine are the ones that are creating all the violence, then people are just going to have one-sided views all the time.
Can you hear him, Buffalo?
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
To be honest, I haven't really been following that Syria and Israel business, man.
You like looking at boobs, don't you?
Yeah, that's the majority of my day is taken up by that.
See what I mean? It's boobs. If you can give us boobs.
Yeah, bomb them with boobs and I'm in.
Oh. Right, I'm going to try and get Hannah in. I think he's going to get really upset and call back.
Oh, that fella.
Yeah. Let's call in Hannah back.
It's just like a bit of it's a bit, like no disrespect to him, but it's just a bit of there's no answer to it, is there? Like, what's the answer to that?
Oh, that's it. When he was going on, like, right, well, you've been posting this and that about Israel and the rest of it, it's like,
there's nothing none of us can do about that.
right, what's the link? What's the link to get you in here?
You have to, it's that one you posted in the tar group.
No. Inbox me it on...
It's the one you posted.
Screaming for it.
Let me
Go and point it out to people.
Alright, go on, I'll be back in a minute. I might have to cut. Let me see if it'll keep me on here. Yeah, I'm still on, aren't I?
Yeah, and what's Hannah saying? Hannah's saying, yeah. I'll let you and Hannah talk for a bit, and like, the whole thing is, right, she's gone through the bada bing thing. You have, it sounds like a disease, doesn't it? The bada bing thing.
Yeah, he's a cunt, isn't he?
Yeah, he's bang on her, like, throwing up, like, pictures of her being my long lost daughter and shit. It's
what?
Like, yeah, he's just a complete
He's
dick.
off his head, isn't he?
Right, and people were saying, is that like one of my accounts? No, I'm not a dickhead. Well, I am a dickhead.
All she's got to do is report that account anyway. Just say somebody impersonating her and it will go. Where's Jerome now? He was coming in here as well, wasn't
he? She's saying it's saying I have to upgrade my account to Google Plus.
Has she not got Google Plus?
Yeah, well, yeah. Who's this? It's him again. He's going to talk about Israel, isn't he? Hello?
Yeah, I can't see the live chat thing, so is anybody else talking or
just you?
We're not in chat. Alright, cool. Yeah, I was stuttering a bit. I didn't really know what to say to you. This thing was, I followed you for quite a while, and I believe quite a lot of stuff.
We need violins.
Pardon?
We need violins.
Well, no, I'm just saying at the end of the day, why are you just focusing on one group in particular and ignoring Israel completely? That's the only thing that I can understand.
Well, I try and look at like who is infiltrating and running campaigns and movements. So if there's an anti-Gaza campaign, show me and I'll have a look for you and see who's running the movement and the protest. Because that's what I sort of dig into at the moment, isn't it?
Right, okay, I understand where you're coming from. But, like, at the end of the day, what is the solution? What do you feel is the solution between Israel and Gaza?
We need violins. We need violins. Right, hold up a minute. Right, Jerome, hold back a minute. Mute your mics or whatever. This dude's like asking me about Israel and what my stance is on it and blah blah blah. Right, and asking me what the solution is in the same ballpark. What? I haven't got any F-14s. I'm not bombing them. I'm not actually involved in that. I'm not putting any energy towards it. But the people that are behind the campaigns that are anti blah 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 and get people protesting, and the people that protest are more than like dancing monkeys. They're like, "Ba-ba-do-ba-do." They're not doing any fucking good. So
Do you
like,
feel that people, because like you know, that they people, I think people what they want to do is help Gaza, but like you say, there's so much fear out.
oh, somebody else calling. Next. Pardon? Turn the YouTube off and talk to me live. 5, 4, 3.
That was Brian Redondo.
Brian Padondi. Right, he's gone.
Come, let's talk. I know that's all powerful and that Israel shit, but there's nothing we can really do about that, is there?
Yeah, go out there and plant a pepper tree or an apple tree in respect for all the protesters, like going out there with their banners going, save the world. Yeah. Yeah, respect all them people by going to plant stuff or learning to forage or educating children or, I don't know, something like worthwhile with a solution behind it. When you're putting your energy towards babies being ripped up by bombs and all kinds of things, but we've got to make people aware of what?
Yeah, man, yeah, I know.
Of the problem. No, it's not making them aware of the problem, it's like, because everyone knows that we've got corrupt governments and sick paedophiles that are in power and shit like that. That happens, but you get sick paedophiles on Facebook, but we all use it. So go figure. It's like, what paradigm do you want to go on? Yeah, right, Jimmy Savile, there's quite a high number in the BBC that are quite questionable, all the way through to the Chuckle Brothers. But I'm not saying you heard that here first, but the thing is, move on, you know, you can't do nothing about it. It's like, it happens in the world. The reason that we can't do nothing about it is because that you can't police yourselves as a community anymore. If you could police yourself and you knew there was a wrong down the road, what would happen? It gets sorted. It happens. It's like we're beings on a planet. That's what it is. Right. If everyone wants to fucking spit a word in for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to go on mute and go and get some tobacco to roll up.
Good morning, all from New Zealand.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Everybody just seems to be looking at each other, not speaking.
Okay, I've got a question.
Sure.
I want to know what the left, if everybody was out there foraging, I'm suggesting, because I just reckon if everybody was foraging, it'd probably be like a lotuses would come through.
Yeah.
God, what? God, I've missed all that. I just got cut. I got cut off. The thing crashed.
I don't think anybody can come up with a solution that'll suit everybody. It depends on each individual and each individual circumstance.
Has anyone got that yet, then?
How do you mean? Got what?
Well, what you're saying? Oh, this is fun. Where's that?
That dude's going for some food, I think.
No, everyone's muted.
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess I'm not muted then.
I wasn't.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you! Can you hear me now?
Yeah, boy!
Hey, fucking hell. I've been in there like 10-15 minutes trying to work out this fucking volume thing. I'm a virgin doing this shit. What's going on, people?
Hey,
Don't have a
I'm another thing.
Fucking hell. So what round we on and where's Hannah and Dom?
I think they're eating.
Eating?
Possibly.
What? Not each other.
Yeah, dumb and out, man. You never get in the same women there.
Hold on. In the car. Sorry, am I being loud? Okay, just because cold. Sorry guys, my partner's sister.
I tell you
She
what,
looks a bit cold.
it's a good idea if you're speaking in a
You get what I mean?
you might.
Oh, is that teacup? I see teacup.
Teacup, where's teacup?
Teacup's in.
Where is it?
No. I thought I saw teacup. That's teacup.
Come on.
Let me see if I can get him. He just mentioned me in the comment. Fucking hell. Guys, can I just confirm? Does this mean I'm an official? Is this trolling? What? Is this what trolls?
Jerome, your mic is very clear.
I can't hear you. Man.
You're just coming through as
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yay, Dom, back.
Fucking hell, the amount of different agencies I've been seeing in my calls, man. So where was we, Dom?
Right, I don't know where Hannah's right. Guys, put your mics on mute if you're not talking. Because otherwise you've got a major echo.
Echoing and feedback.
And if that's been going on in the last 5 minutes, no wonder you've gone down to 63 views, you know?
How do you mute it? Oh, there it is. Boom, gone.
Right, so like, who we got in and who hasn't spoken at all that wants to speak?
I'd like to speak and clarify a few things.
And get headphones if you've got headphones, because then like it's clearer, it doesn't echo.
What?
Especially when you talk a lot.
Can you hear me?
I'm just saying, get headphones. You've got headphones, so don't think there's other people here. I'm saying it generally.
Don't think. Me don't think. Fucking heck.
Right, come on then. Fire away. That's what we're here for. Let's debate
Right, so
the so-called truth movement and shit like that.
the truth movement is flawed.
Well, that's pretty. Yeah, go on. Give us something. give us something to chew on.
All right. Well, movement is a collective of individuals. Each one of them individuals has got a different mindset and a different way of perceiving things.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, how can you have a free movement, a movement for freedom, with a collective of individuals all working off their own little paths to freedom? To which I might add, wait, freedom is a myth anyway.
No. Freedom, right. Freedom, you've got a polar opposite which people do not want to step away from, because that paradigm is uncomfortable. And that paradigm is called stability. Now have a look at the word stability and what that actually means. Like an anchor, to be in one, stable, rigid, you're not going anywhere. And then freedom is the opposite to that. So stability, most people think by getting stability in their life, you're going to be gaining freedoms, but it's the total opposite. You with me? Like the house is stability, and it actually anchors you down, because it's the total opposite from being natural, what we truly are. It's fucked up how the programming and the psyche goes so deep, where we shouldn't be living in these concrete buildings. Like we've got knowledge and technology to be living in stuff that supersedes like the red brick that is being used today, and pouring thousands of tons of concrete in to hold one wind turbine up and telling people it's renewable energy. It's like, come on guys, I smell a rat there. So what are the solutions? Solutions aren't forming a group, joining a group, being part of the group. It's being an individual. Everyone has something to offer. You're you. You're part of that fractal pattern. And that's all.
I disagree. I disagree there, Dom.
Under the banner of humanity, yes.
Go on then, how did you disagree?
Well, I mean, you're saying you're you. Well, I mean, everybody is an I. The word you is how everyone is used to be controlled throughout the legal system and the lawful system. It's a simple three-letter word, but you is plural. And I'm just a man. I have a human being or a natural person. A hue is a colour, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're a human, you're being colour of a man. A human is the two-dimensional written name, or your given family names. That is your natural person, or your two-dimensional lawful identity. You also have a two-dimensional legal identity, which is your birth certificate, or your capitis diminutio media. It all depends on the lowercase and capitalised I, and most of the time you write down capitalised I understand blah blah blah. Or when you're capitalising the I, you're diminishing your status from a man to a two-dimensional representation of the man. So if you're acting or responding to being called you, whoever's calling you the you has jurisdiction over the you.
Yeah, that's all good and well. But what you're talking about, like, for instance, in what situation?
Well, for instance, I posted a clip on the 1st of August where I there was a checkpoint down the road. 13 or 14 cops, all just standing around, stopping every car for about half an hour period. I went through it. I had to
down the road?
Oh, sorry, I live in New Zealand. Down the road, when I'm heading into Auckland, about 5 minutes on a half-hour trip heading towards Auckland, which is the city I live closest to. So when I'm heading down the road, I'm going for a 5-minute trip down to the shop and back. So when I'm going down the road and I see a checkpoint and I might want to go to the next township down the road, which might be 5 minutes, there's a checkpoint there. So anyway, driving through the checkpoint, they're doing rego, warrants and driver's license checks. Now, I've spent 3 years studying many of the different types of troopers, Dom, yourself, you know, Rob Menard, or you label them all off. I've followed them. And the most that I can say and do is that I've pulled a lot of different information from different people. You know, like Mark Stevens might tell you how to live in legal land.
Mark Stevens.
Yeah. He tells you how to live in the legal society within, you know, the legal realms that that's a lawyer is bonded to. But the average man doesn't understand legalese. He doesn't realise that he might be reading an act, but those words aren't, you know, they might as well be written in Chinese.
Okay, right. I think probably everybody that's in this room right now has got a little understanding. In fact, as I look at it, probably quite...
Well, I have more of an overstanding, not an understanding. I don't stand under any bullshit.
And, you know what, Rastas?
Guys, don't have to pretend that we're in court when we're speaking amongst each other. So.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. Sorry, mate. Like, I'm a virgin to this shit, mate. This is the first time I've actually managed to get that. So, yeah.
Right. The thing is, when you look at the freemanisms and the rest of it, you feel like a little bit word raped, where you can't use the word.
Yeah, you know? Well, I mean, I take offence to being called a freeman. I'm just a frickin' man. You know, that's what I can prove. And anywhere I can prove that I'm a man. If you want to say that I'm a man known as Mark, yep, I'll agree to that. But I'm not the legal fiction. I don't deal in fictions. When I got pulled over that day and warrant and rego checked, the guy that stopped me instantly said, "We're just doing rego and warrants. Sir, do you have a driver's license?" And I just looked at him and went, "Who are you?" You know, because he's calling me sir, so I just want to clear up who the fuck this you character is. So then he identifies you as being the New Zealand police, and I just looked at him and went, "No shit, Sherlock. You know, obviously you're a New Zealand police officer, but what's your name?" And he goes, "Constable King of Henderson Police Station." I go, "Oh, okay, Constable King. Do you have a first name?" And he told me, "Matthew." Okay, well, Matthew. It's my understanding that the word "you" creates a jointer between the man and his persons. And he just looked at me and went, "I don't understand." And then he says, "Do you have a driver's license?" I says, "Well, is that a request or an order?" And so I just said to him, "Well," he said to me, "Well, it's a request, but you have to do it." And I went, "Well, my understanding is a request is something that I can decline or accept." And he looks at me and goes, "Well, you have to produce it when I demand it." I go, "Okay, that's fine. So you're demanding it. Is that an order?" And he goes, "Yes." So of course I just whipped out my perfectly legal driver's license for my person and gave it to him. He ordered me to produce something. I'm non-confrontational. I'll accept orders. He doesn't realise that I've already sent the New Zealand Police my fee schedule. He doesn't realise that he's going to get an invoice for me accepting his orders. I charge for any produce or performance that any other man wants me to do. And I told him I'm just a man. So if he wants to give me another order as a man, I don't give a shit what character he's playing. He's just a man to me. And golden law of commerce, you can't give someone an order without paying. Mate, when I order fish and chips, I pay for them. Right. So why should it be any different if he's going to order me to do something that I should give, and I'm just going to send an invoice to Matthew King at
why are you disagreeing with this system? Do you think?
Well, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with it. I just, you know, what got me into it 3 odd years ago, mate. I got a speeding ticket. I was doing 59 kilometres an hour. It's all km, miles, no miles over here. It's all kilometres per hour, 30 mile an hour. So I was doing 59 k's. They have a threshold of about 4 or 5 over the limit of 50 kilometres an hour. and then if you're doing another preceding 4Ks, they start clicking you. So over here, if you're doing 59 kilometers an hour, you'll get a $30 speeding ticket. For a 60k an hour, you'll get a $60 speeding ticket, and it goes progressively every kilometre an extra $30. All right.
Hang on, right. Yeah, let's cut to the chase, because like everyone in the room right now has heard.
My point was that I disagreed with. I had caused no harm. I didn't see how it was that they could literally take 10 loaves of bread off of my table, so I started studying it. I got the law dictionaries. I did a lot of studying, and my disagreement is that I have no issue with the legal or the lawful systems, and for myself to have the capacity to be in any of them. I'm not going to go and rescind my birth certificate. Why would I? It's something I can use when I wish to. But the point is, I know who I am, and I know how to represent myself on paper as a man for them to understand, and for them to recognise and to have to reply to. And it's all in the syntax and how you write things in the written form for them to understand it in their own realm. You don't stand in a court and start talking. They're not going to understand you.
Have you been to court using this stuff?
Well, I've successfully rebutted jury services. I've rebutted dog registrations, and I've given them, you know, like notices on my notices that I send them. I give them notice that failure to respond within a certain period of time is their tacit agreement and legal accord and all the rest of it. And I don't get challenged any further. But again, I'm non-confrontational. I just make sure that I get the orders on footage. Everything I capture is on film. It's all posted. So. But yeah, when I questioned the $30 speeding ticket at that time, I was still not fully up and hadn't studied enough. And I ended up asking the judge, you know, if he was under his oath, and he didn't answer me three times when I asked him.
But like when you're looking at things like property, like land and homes,
sure.
And also, there's many people out there that are trying these processes out, and
yeah,
it is a game, and you're gambling with either.
It's all just a word game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a game. You're gambling with either your home, your car, or your children, or your sanity. And the strange thing is, I've seen people go and post stuff out there, and they think it's a success because they've gone into a courtroom and they've said, I'm a free man on the land, I want to be commonly known as this and that, and blah, I don't want to be recognised by your jurisdiction. And they think they've got off because of that, when the actual fact of the matter is, they've got off because they were on a private road, and it doesn't come under the Road Traffic Act.
Sure. Yeah, no, I get totally what you're saying there, and standing up and opening up your mouth to the judge, I mean, he's just a guy in a black robe performing a task. He's got no jurisdiction. Your argument's with the prosecutor, the guy who's bringing the charges against on the other side. So, I mean, the golden rule, you require the plaintiff to appear. Like for my instance, I require New Zealand Police to stand up and point out who the defendant was, but back then I went into court as the defendant, so I'm just a punching bag, you know. I'm always going to lose if I'm standing in court as a defendant. But if I go into court and I file my own claim as a claimant, not as a plaintiff, but as a claimant, as a man, and say that that other man was a wrongdoer, and you know, it's knowing the words. It's not offence, not infringement. I don't understand that shit. That's legalese. Wrong and right's what I understand as a man. So you just got to ask, who say I do wrong? Who said I did something wrong? You know, I don't care if I illegally ran down the road 900 miles an hour upside down on my bumper.
If they say, well, the prosecution has brought this claim against you today, and
sure,
they say that you're wrong because we have this evidence before us.
I'm not going to deny any of the evidence. In fact, I'll probably turn around and say, you know, what that cop said about what happened, the facts of the evidence, that cop was bang on. Mate, that guy was brilliant. In fact, can I use his testimony as my own, because I couldn't say it factually any better. But my question would be, first of all, is that man going to stand up sworn under oath, under threat of perjury, and verify everything that he's saying happened? not certify, but verify. In other words, verbally say that he has first-hand information of everything that happened.
I'm
And then
sorry,
I'm going to,
sir, but that is a frivolous argument because that is not actually brought into question today. We're here talking about the charge of your speeding fines, and that's what we're here to deal with. So, how do you plead?
are we in a court? Are we in a common law court of record, or are we in an administrative hearing?
Mr. Keane, will you please?
No, I'm not Mr. Keane. I'm just a man. Do you believe I'm Mr. Keane?
Are you Mr. Keane? Because we need to deal with this matter right now. Otherwise, we're going to have to move along.
Do you believe I'm Mr. Keane? Where do you derive your authority over I am man?
This matter is the Crown versus Mr. Keane. Are you Mr. Keane? If you're not, then we have to.
Well, I require the man. I require you to put the man called the Crown to stand.
Otherwise, it will be a contempt of court, and I'll have to get my security in. Popolot, are you ready?
Are you attempting to contact with me, sir?
Now, basically, are you Mr. Keane?
Are you attempting to contact with me, sir? Is this a court of record, sir?
One more time before I serve a warrant for your arrest.
Can you please identify who you are for the record, sir?
I'm not in question today.
Well, I believe that you cannot identify who the defendant is. Can you please identify the defendant by placing your hand on the defendant's shoulder?
Have you got a mental health history?
Do you believe I have a mental health history?
You're starting to sound odd, and we might need to hold you in the cells until we decide.
It's absolutely fine.
Excuse me, I want you on.
Sir, if that's an order, I'm happy to accept any order.
Popolot, can you get your mic on? We need to hold this man in contempt.
Do you believe you have authority over me, sir?
No laughing matter.
That is exactly. That is a pucker judge impression, man. That is sick. Like.
That's brilliant, dude. Fucking brilliant.
That is the type of shit that I don't know. I can't say what it's like in New Zealand because obviously I'm only hearing it from you, like. But in England,
sure.
It's such negligence, mate. Like.
Yeah.
Like,
the trick is to always respond by asking a question. Never respond to their questions. If they ask you a question, you say, mate, that's a brilliant fucking question. Let me write that down. I'll get back to you in 3 days. Is there anything else I can do for you? Always respond with a question. Never answer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right. But like Dom's saying, they're not. They're gonna be. They're there to answer the Crown's claim. You know what I mean? Like them questions. Sure. I know what you're saying. Like them questions are brilliant. Like you know what I mean? They're all relevant. Yeah. They're all relevant. You know what I mean? Of course they're relevant. Okay. But you just where I am, like it's like the London courts really. Like they're you know what I mean? They'll. I'll put it to you like this. Listen, when was it? I don't know, it was only about a month ago or something. I've gone into the court, The first time, my first appearance at the magistrate's court, all I done was, I gave a notice, put a notice in with the clerk saying, I am mad, required, show the plaintiff, whatnot. I was asking for Queen's Bench.
Required plaintiff to appear.
Yeah,
sure.
Required to it was words to that effect anyway, and I've got it, I handed in the notices that I'd sent to them with my fee schedule and that. And I've got in there, and it was the usher. She said to me, "Get in the dog." And then, what was it? Go on.
Do you realise it's the words that are important? Like, did you go into court, or were you at court?
Well, no, I was appearing at court.
Yeah, so you were at the courthouse. You weren't. It's all the wordings. It's all the in and the out. If you're in something, you're bound by what you're in. I live on New Zealand. I don't live in New Zealand. I haven't registered my person as a citizen in New Zealand. I'm just a man on the land. So, it's all the words. And so when you responded to the court, all you've got to do is put it in simple in writing. Lowercase I require the plaintiff to appear.
Mark,
Yes, Dom.
step out the box for a second, right? What we're trying to point out here is, yeah, we all know that stuff about the game, the fiction, the legal game, and the rest of it, but it doesn't work in real time because people are still getting fucked in the legal system because they're not following court procedure. They're following some freemanism, which sounds good.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they're following their rules in their court, in their administrative hearing. They're working in their...
When I was at magistrates court, nobody was even identified, but I've still got a tag on my leg. They come back 3 weeks later, they kidnapped me. The police have even admitted to kidnap. It's on my YouTube channel. The police say, yep, it's kidnapped.
Well, have you given them a notice? And fee schedule and stuff?
Yeah, they've had all that. You know what I mean? They've got all that. That's what I've been doing. I've been sending. I was sending. You know what I mean? Emails to the Crown every day. Whatever, like ringing them up and that. You know what I mean? It's just negligence you're getting from them. But I tell you, the way I'm going, the way my thing's going at the minute is that they're not abiding by any rules at the minute. So when it's time for the trial, then I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be giving it all that shit. But
sure. But you're gonna stand there in court and open your mouth. You're not going to tell them anything in writing first.
Oh yeah,
because
I'll put a notice in. Yeah, I'll put a notice in.
Because everything you want to say, you should put in writing exact. Yeah. And then if they ask you any questions, just say, is there anything on my written response that you don't understand? You know what I mean? It's like you say people will give them fee schedules and all that sort of thing, but are you exhausting the administrative process first? When I get a speeding ticket, I get a notice of the PCN, the penalty charge notice. Then 30 days later, I get a reminder. Then 30 days after that, you get the final demand, and then you go through the court bullshit. Well, you do the same thing to them. You get, like, for Matthew King, I'll send him the invoice. He won't pay. 30 days later, I'll send him a reminder. 30 days after that, final demand. Then I will take him into small claims court for not paying the invoice that I sent him, that he gave me.
But nobody will touch my claim because the property I'm trying to claim back is weed. So none of them courts I've been to the Royal
You've got to reply to it as property. It's not weed. Everything is property.
Yeah, that's what I've been replying to it as property. But as soon as it comes out, sooner or later, you see it on their faces. They're reading me claim, reading along property. What is the property? You know what I mean?
Are you giving them another option? If they can't restore the weed that they took from you, say they destroyed it, are you giving them an option of saying a reimbursement of a certain cost as well? You know, if you can't restore my property, then I will accept this in value.
Of course. Do you know what I mean? Is my property. That's what my main fight is at the trial. It's my property. I want that fucking. I want that right. You know what I mean?
This joint right here that I'm about to smoke, it's made by weed that I grew. It's my shit, all of it, right? Nobody else has any claim to my property. If any other man has claim to my property, let him fucking prove it.
Going, bro. That's not my fault.
Oh, it's
That's what I'm thinking. You lot are talking hot, mate.
I've removed all implied right of access to the property that I live on. If they want to come ahead, they have to ask for it in writing first for access to my property. I've given the Ministry of Justice, New Zealand Police, Governor General. I've given them all notice. So if they
I've given them all that as well. But
then I'll just bill them if they want to come and arrest me. That's fine. It's all money.
Yeah, it's all fine. I know what you're saying. It is all fine. But what about when they want to enter your property in order to save a life? They're saying that they need to get into your property because it's a threat to life and limb in there.
Well, of course, then they would be. I wouldn't be chasing them if they want to come and try and trespass against my rights as a man. Then I'll be you. If they're coming along as a public servant to help to save breach of peace, to prevent harm of any person, why the fuck would I have a problem with that? They're being a constable. They're not being an officer of the Crown. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
they're serving two capacities as well, and they don't realise that either. You know, they're being the constable for the Crown under oath, acting impartial and all the rest of that, but they're also being a corporate policy enforcement officer. And they don't know how to distinguish between what's what. They'll go and do a criminal offence and bash you over the head for your benefit to stop you from... Do you know what I mean?
People that are not talking, just so like I could get Hannah in here because she's still trying to get in.
Yeah, sorry, Hannah. I'll shut up if you like.
No, you're alright. You crack on, mate. We'll point out your flaws.
we all have them, mate. We all have them.
I've not been talking. I can drop out if Hannah wants to come in.
That would be great.
Okay.
Just for now. Just
No
want to
problem.
get her in for that whole thing. Brilliant. Right, Jerome, do you want to add anything?
You want me to come out of it?
No, do you want to, well, you sit there and be a voyeur, or what are you doing?
Want me to?
I'm trying to get Hannah in, see?
What's that, mate?
I'm trying to get Hannah in. But you're saying, like, that it's straw man and...
Who, me?
Yeah. You're right. What have you tried it on yourself?
I've just successfully questioned the senior Auckland Council dog control officer for one thing. They sent us a reminder about dog registration. So again, I just sent him a letter asking him, where does Auckland Council derive its authority over I Am Man? Do I Am Man, or does he believe I Am Man are obliged in any way, shape or form to register any of my property as a dog? You know, I'm putting it in writing and I'm giving them a notice, letting them know, hey, you're stepping on my toes right now. You're saying you've got some sort of tangible fee that you can enforce on some of my property, you know. Where is the connection? Do you maintain my property, the dog, in any way, shape or form? Do you feed it? Do you look after it? You know, if like a car, man, if you register your car and they have title ownership of that car and you enjoy the equitable use, well then isn't it up to you to send them a bill for some of the maintenance costs of that vehicle? If they're going to claim legal title ownership, shouldn't we be sending them a bill as registered keepers of the vehicle for the maintenance of their property? Do you get what I mean? Shouldn't we be billing them for our services if we're going to be claimed as being called drivers? Shouldn't we invoice them for being drivers in their system?
No, because the bottom line of any corporation is to make money. So,
are you saying that we should drive around in
involuntary servitude. Sorry?
Are you saying
what was that?
Drive around in unregistered vehicles?
No, see, and this is just myself personally. I have a wife that is the polar opposite of me, and unfortunately keeping her happy is the number one existence in my life, for obvious reasons. So she is all for the system, I'm totally against, and somehow for some reason we have a nice little balanced keel in the middle. Whenever I step over the line a bit, she pulls me back. Whenever she goes a little bit too much in the fair aspect of shit, I say, hey, who the fuck is this they character? You know, we find each other grounded well. She has a part, we both joint owners of the vehicle, registered owners of the vehicle. It's perfectly legal and lawful and all the rest of it. Yeah, okay, but the trick is that if, like I said, when I got pulled over, I asked the officer if it was an order. If he wants me to produce my license, which costs me money, if he wants me to have a registered and warranted vehicle, which they're going to expect at any time, and he wants me to perform as a you, I will invoice them.
This, buddy?
3 years.
3 years, right?
I've never had a bad response.
Alright, yeah, right, and I don't know what sort of area you live in, whether it's built up or whatever.
I live very rurally, eh? But I'm only 15 minutes from central Auckland, so...
But you're saying you've got a registered vehicle, right? So at the end of the day, it's one of their toys, which they can take when you're naughty?
No. the plates are theirs. If they want the plates back, they're welcome to have them. But the car, the property, that's mine.
Have you heard of Ruby Ridge?
I have. That's something over in America, wasn't it? The Feds or something, like Waco or something, wasn't it?
A little bit like Waco, yeah, but he was more anti the bankers.
Okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember something about it back when the old the clan over in wherever it was having those land problems with the turtles. I forget what it was.
I don't know
Anyway,
about
yeah.
and the rest of it. No, it's
Well, the cattle destroying the turtles and the Bundy Ranch. Sorry, that's the name.
oh right, yeah, that's the recent one, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of that personally. I don't know what to make of too much.
Smoke and mirrors, mate. Smoke and mirrors.
Said I don't know what to make of the world too much. Neither do we all, Dom.
Mate, I only worry about what's around me at the moment, eh?
I think that's why we're all here, all trying to make some sense of it.
Everyone's.
Well, I mean, I've built my own house. I have my own generation for electricity. I try and detach myself from the system, and I do it all myself. So I've been taught to be a jack of all trades.
Jerome, what link
That's
is
just me.
to get in it?
I posted it on you. I posted it on your wall, and Anna's wall.
Have a look.
I tagged everyone in on it.
Alright.
Got it?
10 minutes ago on top of that page.
Box, have you invited Teacup?
Nah, he's blocked me, hasn't he?
He can come in.
Ah. He might as well come in and fill the gap while we're waiting for Anna.
Get him in here.
Using that Facebook link was the only way I managed to get in.
Share it about, get anyone in here. Fuck them.
Alright.
Like, that's the whole thing, they're all mouthy, like, online.
Yeah, I know, man. That's what I mean. That's
And
why
when
I
it
just wanna
comes
talk
to it-
people, yeah. I just want to talk to people who are, you know what I mean?
Keyboard warriors!
Yeah, that's it, man.
Keyboard warriors!
Right, let down. Right.
What is it common law in New Zealand then? Common law jurisdiction?
They run concurrently. They use the old parliamentary supremacy bullshit, much like they do over in England.
I thought it was a bit messed up that
Well,
that
see, we've got we've got the Maoris as well, and the Treaty of Waitangi, and all the the natives that like to have their land rights and claims as well, which is fair enough. But we've got that added extra.
Yeah,
but,
you've got that.
But if you look it up
in this book about Australia, look,
well, I've got
Constitution.
Poplar, when's your court case?
I've got an hearing next.
I've got these two here, Black's Law and New Zealand Butterworth, so I use them both.
I've got an hearing in December. But to be honest with you, in that hearing in December, I was just going to go in there and play the defendant. You know what I mean? It's just it's in December. I want to be out for Christmas, and I'm not getting. They're not. How I've left it with them at the minute, I've got them at a point where I've got them agreeing that they're not about. First of all, I tried I went in there quoting the Magna Carta. Magna Carta's just a doctrine, though. Same as where they say Parliament reigns supreme. It's just a doctrine. It's an idea.
And which version? There's 7 versions.
Of what?
Of the Magna Carta.
Yeah, like the Magna Carta. Well, I was just basing it on the first one, really. You know what I mean? I know that one is the most null and voidest one out there, but I was on it. That ain't even got my name in it, the Magna Carta, has it? So you know what I mean? But that was what I was referring to. You know what I mean? I was referring. I think if you're going to go in there with a lawful argument, you've got to base it on some source of law, ain't you? You know what I mean? Whether it's it's natural law for me. You know what I mean? And unless they can show me anything that they've done bigger than God, then I'm never going to believe that Parliament reigns supreme. Right? That's just
So what would happen is then if the Table case, you go in and file a claim as a claimant against whoever the prosecutor is as the wrongdoer, and that way you're flipping the court. You're becoming the claimant.
Well, during the trial, they've told me I've got 5 days to present. Well, they told me the trial is for 5 days. I've asked them for 5 days to present my defence. So I'm going to explain my claim to the jury. You know what I mean? And say, you know what I mean? Go for all the wrongs that I think they've done, and I'm just going to say, like, I'm just going to make it. It's not a lot of my argument is going to be about law, man. It's going to be because it's a cannabis charge. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot. There's too much medical evidence supporting cannabis now. If you've got a cannabis charge, I'm going to be more confident relying on a majority of evidence in support of cannabis than a lawful argument. You know what I mean?
If you've got a cannabis charge, have you played it from the angle yet about your right to have up to 3 cannabis warning notices per year for amounts of cannabis that are less than 7 grams? That if it's less than 7 grams and you declared it when you were asked about the cannabis, right? When they turn around to you and they say the crucial lines, do you have anything on you, any drugs or weapons or anything like that? You are literally being put in a situation where if you have got anything on you, you have to declare it there and then. And if you do declare it there and then, if they're following procedures and the guidelines set out by the actual Metropolitan Police Service and by the Homeland Office, they're supposed to issue 3 cannabis warning notices per year, unless there is a reason for it to be in the public interest for them to prosecute you. And if you can get them to try and tell society that, you know, obviously they've got a moral duty to prosecute you, they're not going to be able to do that case. It's wasting taxpayers' money.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know about that, about the 3 notices thing. That's the first I've heard of that, but
yeah, I came across it about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a friend in the police force mention it to me, and basically I did a little bit of research. It took me about half an hour to find it, but I did find the actual guidelines that they were supposed to follow to tell them to hand out the cannabis warning notices, because they're only supposed to be actually issuing a cannabis warning, a fine or arresting you if it's in the taxpayer's interest. Otherwise, all they're doing is attempting to generate revenue, which would actually be a fraudulent act of the police service.
These are all things that I'm going to be, but you know what I mean? They're taking my property and using it for their benefit. Like my charge is for 48 plants, and fucking they've entered my property with no warrant. But what they did is what they done after. I'd say to, I don't understand anything in the interview. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, which I can defend in court, I haven't given them joinder in any way. The joinder that they have made is been unlawful. They've entered me into these contracts unlawfully. I've got a tag around my ankle, and I was sitting there saying I don't consent. From what I see.
Yeah, but
go on.
Right, you've got to bear in mind that just because things might not be lawful, they're still trying to do things by the script that they've got to follow. Even though you're not accepting any judicial process, you can't just turn around and go, for example, I don't accept the contract that you've entered me into. You've got to play it from the legal counter-argument of the, well, were they following protocol? Were they doing things, if they want to try and turn around and go, like, use this book against you, use that book against them. For example, with Jerome's case with the bus transport thing, it was a simple case of getting hold of the bus trainers' actual manual, the manual that they use to train the bus drivers, and finding the loopholes in there. And the same things exist with the police as well. It's like even riding your bike on the pavement. People get fined for that every single week because they're too ill-informed to know that they can only fine you for riding your velocipede on a pavement if you are cycling in a dangerous and unsafe manner to members of the public. That in fact, if the pavement is underused at the time and there is heavy traffic, they're committing an offence of endangering public safety by telling you to cycle on the pavement. The law is always how they interpret it at the time.
Did you know you're not allowed to cycle on
it's all opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's all their opinion versus your opinion, and at the end of the day, sometimes you'll come along with police officers who are interested with trying to, uphold the spirit of the law, and these are the ones who common law will get really, really quite far with. You hear a
Just
lot of
ask
people
them which
around
type
saying,
of law.
yeah, exactly. So long as you're not patronising when you do it, you'll find that some of them are open to the freeman sort of views on looking at law, and there'll be some of them that aren't open to the freeman sort of view. But if you stick by your freeman guns when you come across an absolute arsehole, all you're going to do is end up getting yourself in even more grief and even more hardship than you would do otherwise.
Mm.
Always
Whereas
play the
if
game that they...
Sorry, carry on.
What's this freeman thing you talk of?
Exactly. What's that? I'm just a man.
No, let him answer. Stick to your freeman guns, I think was the term you used. Can you explain yourself?
Me?
Yeah, if you try and stick to just using the, I'm a free man of the land, I haven't signed any contracts with you, the birth certificate that I was entered into against my will and against my knowledge. Now that will work with some police officers who are a bit more reasonable and like to talk their way out of problems. It's just most police officers are frankly trained to be hammers, and every time they see a problem, their only way of dealing with that problem is to hit it with a fucking hammer, or in their case.
Yo, right. What I'm saying is,
what's that?
What's a freeman?
Yeah. Are you meaning the exact word?
It changes depending on what person you ask.
Yeah, it's all interpretation of ambiguous words. So by asking questions and asking for the...
Some serious lag.
Well, look, in regards to my trial, I'm at the position where I think I can blatantly prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they've acted illegally, immorally, and unlawfully. Like, hard as well. They've done it proper. You know what I mean? So my position is that they're saying to me, now my charge, it ain't cultivation of cannabis. It's cultivation of cannabis contrary to the Misuse of Drugs Act. Now I know the charge. I know the charges in the all caps letters and all that. I know it's all that. But I'm trying to get something. I'm trying to get something back off them. Like, not something back off them. I'm trying to get what's mine back. You know what I mean? They've took on my way.
Right. When they entered the property, was the warrant that they used to enter the property all?
There wasn't a warrant.
Legally justified.
They didn't have a warrant.
They had no warrant. They had no warrant, and during the interview, it's on my YouTube channel, you can see it. I even explained to her, there's no injured. I even explained to her, there's no injured party, and there's no contract. And then when the evidence has come through and they've disclosed the indictment, it says they entered using Section 17 in order to save life and limb. So
they've basically committed a criminal offence for a civil matter. They're enforcing a civil code against you and committing criminal offences by trespassing against your property. And robbery. I mean, why do you care? If someone steals your shit, why do you care why a robber robs you? Who cares why the robber thinks he's got the right to steal from you? Because he thinks he's got a bit of paper. Who gives a fuck? He still robbed you. He still stole your shit. You just got to say you want it restored. And in theory,
you ain't just got to say that.
I mean, in writing, and make sure that you're the one being the claimant. You claim that you have been trespassed against. File a private
Hannah's calling, guys.
Go on, get Anna in here, man.
Hold on.
Yeah. I've been trying. I don't know what's going on with her.
Yeah, just for clarification. trespassing law. We do have a law which states that it's an offence for trespass, but this law was nullified in, I believe it was 1997 or 1998 when they introduced Ramblers' Rights. Because Ramblers' Rights supersedes the trespassing law, you can only be done for a trespassing offence if your intent was to go onto the property for the sole purpose of committing a secondary offence as well. So, for example, it only becomes trespassing and burglary if your attempt was to break into the property and burgle the property. Then they can do you for both, but on its own they can never do you under UK law for just trespassing, because we no longer have just the trespassing law. It's been superseded.
So you're talking about an act, or you're talking about a law? Is that an act you're telling us about?
The Ramblers' Rights. As far as the police guidelines go by, they are not allowed to enforce. They're not allowed to enforce any action against people who have been accused of trespassing if there's no other secondary offence that goes along with it. This is the problem that they have with removing gypsies and travellers away from campsites and places where they've set up illegal gypsy camps. The act of trespassing.
Or trying to keep me out of green gathering.
Yeah, well, what happened with that then?
Well, they had a public footpath running all the way through it, so by law they couldn't stop me.
Even if there's no footpath, you have a legal right in the UK to ramble wherever your two legs can carry. If you can walk without...
That's what it is.
That's what the name of the actual term is. To ramble is to walk somewhere on your own 2 feet with no other alternative means. So if you can walk somewhere without having to climb over walls or things like that, perfectly legal. You can go there. There's absolutely nothing that anybody can do about it.
The Scottish Rambling Rover.
Yeah.
Aye. I am.
Right, now you seem quite knowledgeable on how this legal system is and all the rest of it. What do we call yourself, Nova?
Me, I'm Nova Signia of Anti-Sec, or Paul, whatever you feel like doing. I used to be a high-ranking sort of member within the hacking scene, but I self-doxed myself and came out to the public. And
Is that Paul?
Yeah, man.
Is that Paul?
Yeah, man.
What's happening, boss?
I come out here and educating other people and spreading some helpful information.
Yeah.
People, you know, I've got myself on the no-fly list through the actions that I've taken in my life, and if I can try and help other people not stick themselves on the no-fly list in the way that I have done, then job done. We definitely live in a corrupt legal system, and if you try and do too many dodgy things, you'll end up like me, where you're not actually allowed to leave the country.
Oh man.
Which is quite an interesting moral sort of thing. So I don't really agree with the whole passport system, but at the same time, it makes it quite awkward not being able to leave the country.
Yeah, they've still got my passport from my trial last year. I ain't even asked for it back, man. I ain't got fucking.
Hey, Paul. I knew you was a serious guy, Paul, when I got called in to the Brixton local police station, Brixton, by a chief inspector, wanting to talk to me about Facebook contacts. I was like, what Facebook contacts?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's one of the things that go along. I mean, you're more than welcome to research me and the things that I've done. Yeah, if you just type in Nova Signi and Anti-Sec and hit enter, it will take you to the Wikipedia article where basically it lists off all the things that Anti-Sec have done, and then it'll come to a nice little section about me where I was leaking documents which we had taken from the Pentagon system. Because unfortunately for the American government, they hired a load of, idiots who didn't know how to set up a security system for the Pentagon, and they left the default username and password for the administrator's account as admin and admin, which is a blatant, massive security flaw.
Classic failure.
Yeah, which means that people like myself were obviously able to collect and harvest vast quantities of information and leak this information out to the public. Obviously, of course, using a loophole within the legal system, which means that I technically haven't actually committed an offence, because you see, I did all of these actions through Google itself, using Google as a proxy, which means to prosecute me, they have to therefore prosecute all the techs at Google who assisted me in this process, which would obviously be quite embarrassing for them. So rather than do that, they just basically stick me on a no-fly list, and that's pretty much most of my life fucked up.
Fucking hell.
But on the plus side, I assure you, we had a lot of fun, and we still continue to have fun at the expense of the man. Hackers like myself do and have always considered the deep core of the internet as in our turf, and we will like to defend it. But I apologise for any shit and harassment that you might get from the police asking questions about me.
No, mate, thanks, mate. Oh, mate, I tell you, mate, they talk to me with some respect, mate, I tell you.
Yeah, did you see how we dealt with the leader of that neo-Nazi party as well, that was planning to gatecrash the Million Mask event? I was trying to find... You know how I sent you his message that he'd sent down the grapevine through Anonymous, which eventually worked its way back to me, asking me to kick myself out of the group because it was upsetting him.
Yeah.
After that, I organised the Black Bloc to pay him a visit at his house, and he woke up to 70 members of the Black Bloc surfing around his house wearing Guy Fawkes masks. We'd already actually rung the police that morning and said, right, what we're going to do is we're going to circle his house with the masks on. We're not going to enter his property or do anything illegal. It's just purely to make the point. And the reason why we want to make this point is, and then we showed the police screenshots of his comments on Facebook saying that he wanted to turn up to Million Mask March and he wanted to wave some Nazi flags and spout his anti-Muslim and immigrant racist propaganda. And the police were more than willing to see our side of the point, turn around to him while all the members of the Black Bloc were around his house and said that they weren't getting involved, and if he went to the Million Mask March, now they've seen that evidence against him and they would be arresting him for trying to incite racial hatred. So all good fun.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man.
Paul, you're just the man. You're just the man to ask about the.
Quite disgusted as well by the comments that have been going online, because it turns out his landlord, what was his name? I think it was Mr. I do forget his first name, but it was a Mr. M.
Probably Mohammed.
Yeah, it was a Mr. M. Patel, and we basically phoned him up. Asked him would he be interested in seeing what his tenant had been saying on the internet, sent him a copy to his landlord about all these like anti-Muslim propaganda that this guy had been saying, and obviously his landlord's decided to kick him out of the house as well. Another good job done, well done.
Paul, this upcoming March thing, will you be there?
Yeah, man, I'm the guy who's got the notified the police this year, aren't I?
It's November 5th, right?
Yeah, November the 5th. We've got the notification for the Metropolitan Police done, so we can do the protest march from Trafalgar Square to the Houses of Parliament. But I decided to think outside of the box this year, because last year they were trying to kettle various different branches to say that you're not allowed to go this way and you're not allowed to go that way. And I've actually basically done it so that there are going to be multiple marches occurring at multiple occasions on different roads, which means we can now have people going to do the Ecuadorian embassy to say pay homage to Julian Assange if he decides, for whatever reason, if he's still there. We'll have people being able to go to Buckingham Palace, being able to go to the end of Downing Street, rather than have the limited ideas that we were having last year where we're just doing one set route. I figured that this time round, what we need to do is give ourselves enough legroom to walk where we want to walk, and that means notifying the police and letting them know that we're going to do what we're going to do. I had a lot of people giving
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Saying, why am I notifying the police? And the only reason why I'm notifying the police is because if we do not notify the police will then be able to start kettling and attacking members of Anonymous.
Yeah.
Then, at moments like that...
What the fuck are you talking about? Right, what are you talking about?
He's talking.
Notify him what?
Notifying the Metropolitan.
Proper protesting. There's procedure to proper protesting. He's talking about the protesting the proper way. Follow.
Yeah,
but like when these protests are obviously infiltrated every single time.
Well, of course they are. Of course they are. I've even notified them. I'm more than aware that they will be having agent provocateurs there.
Let me have a word.
they will be having agent provocateurs. The police will be trying to put people in Guy Fawkes masks in the Million Mask March to cause
It doesn't matter
problems.
if they're in masks or rainbow jumpers. Like,
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. They'll come at you in many different ways. They'll come at you with niceties.
And how we're going to decide to deal with it now is I'm a firm believer from the old fag days of where you don't pussyfoot around and you don't change any systems by being the man lying on the floor getting tasered or pepper sprayed or anything like that. If the police want to play a hardball, we'll play a hardball. We'll play a hardball the ways of the law, which is quite easily done. Because all
self-defense
can be identified. There is enough CCTV footage and things out there like that there now.
Dude, are you saying...
You can identify them, hold them accountable.
Are you saying protesting outside an empty building is a solution?
No, what I'm saying is in protesting outside the Houses of Parliament, things like that, it's got absolutely nothing to do with achieving any other goal, in my eyes, other than unifying the collective movement of the people who see that there is a problem. Because each year, over the course of years, morale drops, people lose the hope that they've got to fight the fight, the good fight, and we do Million Mask March, not to try and do some stupid V for Vendetta style, let's blow up the Houses of Parliament, we're going to change everything overnight thing, but to remind ourselves we're not alone. And if people are turning up there thinking, oh yeah, this is going to try and change the country overnight, then they're fucking morons. They're not even anonymous anyway.
Yeah.
They're just some idiot who's bought a Guy Fawkes mask or some shit like that off the internet and has come along to the event to jump on the fucking bandwagon. You're talking to one of the few people who was there. If you research Anti-Sec,
in the beginning,
part of, mate, the beginning, well before Anonymous was even Anonymous, because Anti-Sec is before Anonymous. We were there before there was a Guy Fawkes mask. We were there when there was no saying, we are Legion, because we are not Legion. We are the few, the chosen. We are the ones who have proven ourselves and sacrificed things from our own lives for the cause. We do not consider somebody equal to us until we see them doing something productive, doing something constructive. Any person can talk a good moral argument, but talking is nothing.
How good a hacker are you then?
Research me. Feel free to research me.
No. I'm saying, can you right now hack me?
If I wanted to, I'm basically right. Anti-Sec has always existed on very strong roads. We do not hack civilians for a start. We do not hack for money. We do not hack for lol.
They've got very honourable codes.
Yeah, our targets are...
Yeah, I'm giving you full permission.
Oh, come on, man, that's a challenge.
It makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. It comes down to the fact that you get so many people right, Dom, do you go onto the IRCs? Anonops, for example. Do you remember Anonops was exposed?
I'm just saying, right, I'm giving you full permission. Just show me what files I've got.
I don't care about your trivial personal
No.
Give him something, Paul. Show him something about his life that you couldn't possibly know.
I know.
Come on.
What about the photos that were going around when he was at the...
No. Go and pull up something that's in one of my hard drives and show me what I've got, right?
That would involve having to connect to your PC. If you're going to try and challenge somebody to complete a task, at least understand the task that you're doing them. For a start, if I wanted to access your PC directly, I would have to have a direct connection to your PC. Well, at the moment, we're using the Google's server, which means the only IP numbers and the only MAC addresses which would be accessible are the ones using Google's IP addresses. And at the moment, this entire call and conversation that we're happening is happening on what's called a 24-port switch. In fact, give me a second, I'll show you a fucking 24-port switch. Because
Are you saying no?
I believe he's saying it's just not a 5-second job, Dom.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
that's what I'm getting as well.
It might take a little bit. It's like you can't just flick a switch and reinstall your operating system here, can you?
I could do with a hacker.
Yeah, I'd like to know a hacker though, man. That's what I was on it.
Mate, listen, one time I'm talking to Paul, next thing you know, he starts dumping CIA fucking, personals and contacts and addresses and shit on my fucking thing. I'm thinking, this guy's gonna send me fucking... to us for a minute, I'm thinking he was a fucking one of them. I thought he's trying to get me nicked, didn't he?
Don't open those files. Don't open them.
Sorry, Dom.
Have we met?
Have we met in person?
Yeah, no, obviously not.
Nah. Not. But Dom, what I wanted to ask you was, because I was unsure.
No.
Are you for or against the whole, freeman movement? Or are you neither for nor against? Just got an opinion on it, like myself.
I think it's more than likely a fucking psyop.
A psyop?
It's like anything else. It's just a way to group and kettle the amount of people that have a certain belief together and control.
Yeah.
But if you know what I mean.
Do you think anyone's like orchestrating it though? Do you not think like if that was to happen, someone would be there orchestrating it, and it's not just a group collective thing that has just rolled on and rolled on?
I don't think it's probably ever all one thing or one person. I think it's probably a group or a collective group at the top that's probably arranging other groups, just like any pyramid system or any pyramid scheme. Just my point.
Yeah. It's hard to understand it all, what's going on there, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's more than one blocks to build a pyramid, and each block's a different thing, so...
Madness.
So basically we're fucked.
Yeah, we're all fucked. In other words, just look after you and yours and who's around you. Hey, Bopalot, have you heard of, and no disrespect, but have you thought of just going into the court and try and just saying that you're an idiot? And by that I mean the word idiot, meaning not one of their society.
I've looked that up. And idiocy as well. It's,
yeah, because if you're not of their society, you can't understand their laws or understand their language.
This is what I'm saying.
That's interesting, you know, right? I got nicked once, and when I didn't sign anything, they put on there, not refused, but incapable. And if you look at...
Yeah, well, it's all about... It's about your capacity, Dom. Whether or not you're capable of understanding the language.
I take it you've got any representation as well, Dom? Like you went in standing before them?
No, I magically appeared. Like a fucking wizard, mate.
You look like fucking Gandalf, Dom.
Harry Potter, bitch, slap him.
You're either there in special appearance or you're there present as a man, not representing as anything else.
Yeah, I thought that was Charlie Veach that just came in then.
Massad, wasn't he? Or was he MI6 this week?
Guys, can I just say hello to Bop a lot? Like, does he know who he's speaking to here?
No, who's that?
Teacup! Teacup!
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Michael Vert.
Oh, Mike, what's happening, man?
Yeah, Sam, man, how you getting on?
Oh, man, I thought you was Teacup then.
No, I'd like
Bop's got a boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like Teacup to join in though.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Bops, shit, what am I fucking... I'm a shit messenger, innit? Bops, the message from Teacup. Bops, you gone? Fucking hell.
What was the message?
Didn't even get to drop it. Well, he said, what did he say? When he can give him a well-grounded argument to debate on, he will. But he wants some form of legal precedence to debate. Oh, Bops.
Yeah, sorry, man. I cut off by accident.
So Cup said, when you give him a reasonable legal precedence into which to debate, he'll jump in. But he's saying, like, you ain't really got nothing for him to come in.
No, tell him I don't want him for the charge. I've got a noise complaint. Tell him I've got a noise complaint, and I see his video about how he deals with noise complaints. And I need him. I can't get these two council women workers off me back. I ask them for their name, and they just say no. They're not going to tell you. And you know what I mean? I see his video. I see his video of how he deals with noise complaints, and he's inspired me, man. Have you all seen the video? Oh man.
No. What does he do? He fought an Asbo. He fought an Asbo. He fought an Asbo and won, basically.
Would he win? What did he win? What did he win?
He won an NFA.
Oh, no, funny fact.
Fucking hell, that is remedy, mate.
Yeah.
Guys, do any of you believe in chemtrails?
In what?
Say it again.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails. I know there's. I'm a bit on the fence with it, man.
What's that? All that? What's that? The chemicals they're letting out?
Define it more.
Well, what about persistent
Do you mean like yeah, well, not persistent contrails, but do you mean like chemtrails that are there to fuck with the weather modification in some way, or do you mean chemtrails that they're all going to kill us with?
No, I mean like persistent contrails.
No.
What?
They're there, but whether they're for what purpose we regularly read about, I'm not sure. I know that the military have done them. Whether they do them all the time, don't think so.
What are you talking about, man? We just went
Need more information about it.
Hey, Bops, tell Mum to put the kettle on. Fucking hell, Bops, she's in a sexy nightie. Bops, your mum's in a fucking sexy nightie, Bops.
God, what's happening, man?
Bops, your mum was in a fucking sexy nightie, bruv. Sorry, bruv. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, you know what I mean, bruv? But
No, I take it as a compliment, mate.
fucking hell, Bops, your mum's fucking fit. She's like Stifler's mum. Is it Stifler?
Come and see her, Jerome.
Oh, mate. Oh, mate.
I'm going to inbox you her
have
number.
a...
I'll tell you what, Jerome, yeah? I'm going to inbox you her number and ring her up tomorrow. So I saw you on YouTube last night.
We're going to have a smoke, mate. Next weekend I'm coming to...
Look, my mum just come in. Don't you dare.
Oi, Mum! Mum!
No,
Mum! Come back, Mum. Fucking hell, Paul, Nova.
Yeah, man.
Nova, what's this you've dumped on me fucking wall again?
Yeah, man. Have fun, man.
I'm not gonna get nicked with none of this, am I?
Nah, man. It's been so well leaked by me already. I mean, I had Max Kaiser and Tracy Herbert on RT News Channel mention some of this information before. It's all been well leaked. There's the FBI information. I think it was the CIA before or something like that.
Fucking heck.
I'll go through so many of them.
Have you hacked me yet?
What's that?
Have you hacked me yet?
Hello?
Have you hacked me yet?
I'm not quite sure what your preconception with why I would want to hack you, what would be...
No, just I'm looking for somebody with hacking skills.
Right, well, most hackers who have hacking skills will not waste their time with a challenge like that. It's the same as walking up to a locksmith.
No, to prove it, because like, I want to find government agents that are inside movements, and I've got a few direct targets, but I need a definite hacker, and proving it would be their worth. And I give you permission.
At the end of the day, your argument's flawed. If you want to try to find people who are infiltrating the organisation, then what you would do is you would befriend some police officers and you would try and turn them against the actual force. People will try and give me shit being nice to police
officers. I've got police officers like that.
Yeah, but people give me shit and if I say to you, you're going to think and converting him and bringing him over to the argument, he would never have done the things that he's done. And you don't win an organisation by left and centre. I mean, it's like from...
sorry to cut you, Paul, but Teacup sends he's undying love. I fucking love Dom.
Yeah, but it's like Don always seems to have a preconcept. Everybody's portraying this. Not worry about their attempts to undermine your argument. Your argument can't undermine it. You'd probably work.
Is it just me, or is Nova's connection really shitty?
Yeah, it is. He's probably being tapped by the fucking Pentagon as we fucking speak, isn't he?
He's probably being hacked, mate. He's probably being hacked, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ!
We're all being fucking hacked. They're watching me.
They're watching us all.
Where's Anna?
Everyone do a shock face, scared face.
Where's Anna though?
Can I just say to any of the agents that are listening, you know, have fun. I don't know what you're listening and watching for. You know,
if I lose any of my shit, we'll go looking for it.
Oh, guys.
I'll get
Jerome, mate. Did you see that over there in the States? Some guy who'd lost an email and he decided to ring up the NSA to recover it. He was told to give them a call.
Hold on. Why is Teacup having a... Who's he having a go at? Oh, he challenged you to port scan him, he says. Who's that? That must be to... this must be to you, Nova. Nova's gone? Okay, Teacup says fucking to Paul Lane, he needs to fucking take the challenge. Port scan Dom. Find his vulnerability and access his system through the back door. Then elevate your privileges up to super user. Guys, sorry. Fucking Teacup's hilarious.
That bloody easy, isn't it, really, isn't it? It's just easy.
Why can't Teacup do this?
Between,
Right, he's back. He's hacking me.
Come
He goes
into...
all ping pong, tang, ping pong. He's out of here. Is he hacking all of us at once?
My connection's working fine.
Wait, send him a message and tell this Paul. Who knows Paul? No one.
I'm off, lads. Take it easy.
See you later, mate.
Sound.
I'm thinking of closing it down as well because that's been a nice long show. Hannah didn't really get in there, so I'm gonna have to get her back.
How long's it been?
About 2.5.
Yeah, 2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Sick.
Anyone want to add anything whilst we're getting hacked?
Fuck Parliament.
For a first time, I enjoyed it. Might do it again.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she was telling me.
Alright, listen then, I've gone anyway.
Alright then, let's do it.
Alright then.
Nice chatting.
Yeah, you
nice chatting.
See you next time.
Have a good one.
Laters.